Good afternoon, guys. My name's Nick, and today here at TGR Exotics, we have Topanga. Thank you guys for joining us on our Live on the Wildside. If you're new, if this is your first time tuning in, just know you can ask questions anytime you want throughout the presentation. So again, right here we have Topanga. So Topanga is a Tamandua. This is an arboreal species of anteater, meaning they live in the trees. It's found in South America, so Brazil, Argentina, Paraguay, the Guianas, Suriname, Peru, Ecuador. You kind of get the idea. So these guys are found in the tropical rainforests of South America, and they're also known as lesser anteaters. So most of you might be used to seeing the giant anteater of South America. As you can tell, these are much smaller. Topanga here is full grown. These guys will get anywhere from about 10 to 20 pounds, give or take. Topanga's probably about, I'd say 11 or 12 pounds around there. Maybe a little bigger, but again, so these guys are an arboreal species of anteater. So they live in the trees, and because of that, they've adapted to have an awesome prehensile tail. And if you look close, you'll see that they have a lack of hair at the end of the tail. And these guys, this is an extremely powerful tail here. They'll use it to wrap around branches and whatnot as they're climbing through the trees. And it's strong enough to where they can actually support their entire body weight. So they'll actually hold on to a branch with just the tail alone. The rest of their body can be hanging from that branch. So very powerful. And if you look closely, as Topanga's having her good little lunchtime with this avocado here, you notice she has these huge claws right here. Now, so these claws are used for two things. One is for defense, and the other is for digging into ant and termite mounds. So that's going to be their main food. As you can see, she's flicking her tongue in and out. So anteaters don't have any teeth, but they do have a tongue that can be anywhere from a foot long to even 15 inches. So rather long tongue. And they'll use this to consume ants and termites. They can actually flick out that tongue in and out of their mouth about 150 times per minute. So it's a rapid fire tongue. And in a given day, they can consume anywhere from 9 to 10,000 ants a day. So they have a voracious appetite. And if you ever take a trip to the tropics of South America, one of the things you might notice is that many ant and termite species actually build their mounds in the trees. So these guys right here don't actually need to go and travel down to the forest floor to find their food. Their food's already in their natural habitat. Now, tamanduas here are nocturnal, so they're up at night and sleep during the day most of the time. They have really coarse fur, and this helps protect them from ant bites as they're digging into the colonies. Now, along with ants and termites, these will also eat small species of bee. There's different species of bee all throughout South America, and they'll eat small species, and they've also been known to eat honey in the wild as well. Now, this avocado right here, this isn't something she would get in the wild, but here in captivity, these guys can actually get different fruits and veggies and things like that. Now, here at TGR Exotics, Topanga here, we don't go and collect 9,000 ants for every day. That's just not feasible. So what we do is we make her a nice, delicious smoothie. It's comprised of a dry pellet food called insectivore. It's where they get their insect protein. And we soak that in water. It gets nice and mushy. We blend it together with pumpkin, tomato, and banana. Makes this delicious smoothie. They love to paint with it. All types of fun things like that. Now, she is full grown, so on average, these guys right here, their body can be anywhere from 20 to 30 inches long, and their tail is usually anywhere from 15 to 25 inches. So the tail is almost as long as the body, which makes sense as they are an arboreal animal. So they're going to need this to help them maneuver through the trees. Now, they have an interesting defense mechanism. So one of the things they'll do is they have an awful scent that comes from their anal gland. And if they feel threatened, they will exude that smell. And if that's not enough to deter a predator, then what they'll do is they'll stand up on their hind legs and they'll spread these two front limbs out, almost like they're a goalie, like a soccer player goalie. And they'll put that up, and if a predator is foolish enough to come close, and they'll use these large claws as a defense. And I can tell you right now, because these guys live in the trees, they have amazing grip with their claws. So they're very powerful. They might look a little goofy and whatnot, but these guys, you don't want to mess with them. So our closest relatives in the animal kingdom, actually our closest relative would be the sloth. They both belong to an order of mammals known as Pilosa. And so it's funny how some of the weirdest looking animals in the animal kingdom kind of group together like that. If you were to look at a sloth and an anteater, you wouldn't expect that they're related, but they actually are. And if you guys have any questions while you're watching good old Topanga here at TGR Exotics, feel free to ask at any time. I'm more than willing to answer any questions. Now these guys, the females right here have a gestation period of anywhere from 130 to 150 days. And they give birth to one baby at a time. Now, every now and again, they'll give birth to twins, but that's extremely rare. Usually it's one baby, and when the baby will actually ride on the mom. When it's born, it'll actually get on the mom's back and ride around. And some of them will actually, this behavior will transition even into adulthood. They'll be goofy and they'll get on top of each other. Though, in the wild, these guys are generally solitary. They only get together for breeding purposes in the wild. And there goes Charlie about there. That's our white-collared raven in the background. If you're hearing someone asking, are you okay? That is not a person, that is a bird. Very intelligent bird.
Hi, Nan and Nick. Thank you for watching us every day.
Awesome. Yes, thanks for tuning in.
Hi, Macy.
Yeah, so in case you guys are wondering, so the Tamandua right here, as like I said, they don't have any teeth and they eat ants, right? So you might be wondering, well, how is it that the ants don't sting them? So they have extremely sticky saliva, all right? So whenever their tongue comes out and it catches a few ants, the ants get stuck on the tongue and they really can't move. And these guys also, they won't just eat one, they won't feast on one ant colony a night. They'll actually go and find different ant colonies. They tend to go for the workers, and this is both for ant and termite mounds. They tend to go for the workers more than the soldiers because the soldiers are going to pack a bigger punch and they don't want to deal with that. These guys are not immune to the venom of these insects, all right? Their whole deal is to have this coarse fur to defend themselves from stings, and then that really sticky saliva to just completely immobilize the ants whenever they get stuck to the tongue. And if you were to actually look at this tongue under a microscope, it actually has spines that curve backwards, which also help to fix the ants in a certain position. That way they can't move and bring the anteater any harm. Their gizzard, actually, the throat is very tough as well. So on the way down, as the ants are going to the stomach, they do get crushed. So along with the sticky saliva immobilizing them, the spiny tongue, and then also their throat, it's really tough, so it just kind of crushes them on the way down.
Oh, my 4-year-old Laura loves learning about all of these awesome animals every day. Thank you for watching, Laurel. And hello to Kelly that lives in the neighborhood, and Miss Donna again for watching. Cannon, age 5, wants to know how sharp their claws are. Let's see if I can get close so you can see.
Okay, so these claws are extremely sharp, okay? The reason being, well, I say extremely sharp. It's not like they're not like shark teeth or anything, right? But at the point right here, okay, these are really tough claws. They have to be able to dig into termite mounds, okay? It's really solidified dirt that's mixed in with the termite saliva on the soil, so it's really tough. It has to be really strong to get in there. To give you a frame of reference, buddy, she could easily poke a hole in my arm. With her strong grip and the pointy end of this, if she did get a hold of my hand or arm, she would put a hole in me. So we're very careful when handling these animals, not to injure ourselves or even injure them as well. So yeah, it's pretty tough claws.
Thanks, Cindy, for watching. We really enjoy doing this and sharing all these cool animals with all you guys out there watching.
Oh, and if you're interested, we just got a YouTube channel up recently. So if you know somebody that does not have a Facebook and you want to share these videos with them, you can go to our YouTube channel. It's TGR Exotics Wildlife Park. Please subscribe for more videos and also catch up on some of the videos you may have missed. Also, you can go to our website, tgrexotics.com. It can give you different methods and how you could help us out during these tough times with our animals here. We greatly appreciate all the help that people have brought us during this time. And so go check out tgrexotics.com. And again, you can also look up that YouTube channel, TGR Exotics Wildlife Park. Like I said, we have a few videos already up in case you missed them. It's a good place to go check those out. And Topanga's just enjoying the outdoors right now. Absolutely loving it. Let's see if we get her let's get her another piece of this avocado.
See if she'll move over and maybe climb or something.
Yeah, it was funny, before we brought the avocado out here, she was pretty mobile. Now that the avocado's here, she's very content just hanging out, eating that. Really long.
Does anyone have any questions for Nick?
Yes, I am happy to answer any and all questions.
She says, what? Another one? Here, can you move? You can do this, lady.
Let me take this one away. Okay. Now you're just gonna be sad.
She's lounging, nothing like laying down and eating food.
At least they're not too far apart from us in that respect. Animals just like to hang around as well. An interesting fact for you guys. So like I said earlier, the Tamandua's closest relative is the sloth. They're joined by the order Pilosa, but there's also something known as a supraorder, which is above the order. This is taxonomy stuff. I'd have to do another episode to explain all that. But real quick, so these guys belong to a supraorder known as Xenarthra, which would make their other closest relatives the armadillos. Okay, so the armadillos, sloth, and anteaters, along with the pangolin, are all part of the supraorder Xenarthra. So all the most interesting looking mammals we have on planet Earth are all in the same order. Isn't that funny? None of them really look alike at all, but yet...
We have some good questions. So Laurel wants to know if they have long tongues, because we're not seeing much of it while she's eating right here.
Oh yes, they do have extremely long tongues. The tongue can be anywhere from 12 to 15 inches long. That's why their snout is so long, to encase this long tongue right here.
So your sheet of school paper is 11.5 inches long, or a ruler is 12 inches. So their tongue is longer than a ruler.
Yeah.
Yeah, of that length. Okay, your next question is from Jamie Kramerson, Case and 10. Wants to know, are males or females larger?
The male's gonna be larger on this one. Topanga's a special one. She's actually pretty big for a girl. She's a big, sturdy Tamandua, but the males are going to be large. Like I said, these guys, on average, are between 10 and 18 pounds. So you figure the females are going to be closer to the 10-pound marker. The males are going to get closer to the 18-pound marker.
Okay, so this must be from Nan and Nick. How many avocados will she eat?
Oh, as many as we give her. So, like I said earlier, we like to give her a smoothie every day. This is a special treat. In the wild, they don't really eat any types of fruits or veggies. The only thing they eat aside from insects in the wild is honey. But as far as the avocado, I mean, she'll, like you said, she already ate half of this, no sweat at all. She could eat a whole avocado in a day. Let's just say that.
Okay, Sherry would like to know, how old is Topanga?
Topanga's about 4 years old, about 4.5 years old. And these guys here in the wild will live around 9 years, and in captivity they can live between 12 and 14 years. But yes, Topanga here, 4.5 years old.
Okay, Catherine wants to know, where do they live naturally? What's their natural habitat?
So they live in the rainforest of South America, so Ecuador, Peru, Bolivia, Paraguay, Suriname, the Guyanas, northern Argentina, Brazil, areas like that. Those are the countries that they will be found. They actually have quite a large range in the northern regions of South America. So yeah, the rainforest is their main habitat.
So Emma and Kaylee, I wasn't sure if that's where the answer you were looking for when she asked where is she from, or are you asking where we got her from? The other question is from Michael, wants to know, how long do they usually live?
So in the wild, Tamanduas will live around 9 years.
Oh, she's going to go cruising, which is good.
Okay, that's
Maybe
all
she'll
good
go
with
over
me.
to the fence. Let's see,
Yeah,
Nick's got her. You can see those big nails.
Sorry, sweetheart. Yeah, so in the wild around 9 years, and in captivity between 12 and 14 years is how long they'll live. Come here, sweetheart. So you go towards the fence, all right? Here. See that prehensile tail going around my leg there? You guys have any more questions? Well, we got good old Topanga out here at TGR Exotics.
You see those big old nails?
Oh yeah, check those out. And they have extremely strong limbs. In case you are wondering, that doesn't hurt her whatsoever. They have extremely powerful limbs to help them as they're going through.
Okay, so the girls originally wanted to know where we got her from. She actually came from another animal park, and they had a pair of them, and their male had passed away, so she was available. And we do have 4 other Tamanduas like her, actually 5. She's the 5th. We have a male, and we have, she is one of the 4 females. And so our Tamanduas are part of the SSP, which is the Species Survival Plan at the zoos. So our animals don't have to leave and go to any of the big zoos. When we do have babies, they are put into the stud books. They give us recommendation based upon the lineage or who the parents are of where would be a good place for these guys, our baby, to go, so they too can reproduce and bring more of these guys into the United States. They're not endangered. There's not like there's a lack of them, but there's not a lot in the United States. Donovan wants to know, how fast can she move?
How fast can she move? Well, Topanga can actually get a steady gallop going. And I would say she doesn't move. If she were to get her gallop going, maybe she'd go about 3 to 4 miles per hour. But she's not fast.
Okay, so Holly just joined us and it wants to know, is she like an anteater?
She is an anteater. So they're considered a lesser anteater. So Tamanduas are an arboreal anteater. So they are smaller and they are adapted for living in the trees. That's why they have these huge claws up front. And also this awesome prehensile tail here, as the giant anteater does not have a prehensile tail. So yes, this is an anteater. Come here, goofball. She wants to go back home.
She's like, there's so many smells this direction. Nope, she's done with that avocado.
Yep, Topanga is all or nothing.
Any last questions for Nick this afternoon before we are done with this segment of Live on the Wildside?
Give her one more run. All right,
Is
guys.
that a baby? Asked Holly.
No, this is not a baby. Topanga here is full grown. So they said she's probably around, let's say 12 pounds, something like that, maybe a bit larger, between 12, 15 pounds.
Okay,
like
Michael wants to know if she likes to be picked up and held.
No, she does not. But when I pick her up in the manner that I do, this does not harm her. She's got extremely powerful limbs, but I wouldn't say that she enjoys being handled. This isn't a cuddly animal, if that's what you're asking.
Elaine wants to know, can I watch any videos that I have missed?
Yes, you can. If you go either on our Facebook page, the TGR Exotics Facebook page, and scroll down, or you can go to our YouTube channel, TGR Exotics Wildlife Park, subscribe there, and you can see videos that you have missed.
Okay, Jamie had a good question. Jamie wants to know, what are their natural predators?
So in the wild, these guys are going to have to watch out for jaguars, margay, pumas, and in some areas they're actually going to have to watch out for harpy eagles. So those are going to be their main predators in the wild. She really wants to go this direction.
She's like, it is time for the rest of my food. She's ready for the smoothie.
Oh yeah. Any last questions, guys? All right, well, thank you guys for tuning in, and you can tune in tomorrow at 3 p.m. for another episode of Live on the Wild Side at TGR Exotics. We greatly appreciate y'all tuning in. Again, go to our Facebook, our website, tgrexotics.com, or check out the YouTube channel, TGR Exotics Wildlife Park, for more videos and ways that you can help us out if you'd like to do that. Thank you so much for tuning in.